Well, Councilor Gerard, I understand your point, but Antoine Bailey already took the blame for this loss against Rutgers. You know he fumbled the ball. Ryan Nassib spoke to the media on Wednesday. He said it's not Antoine Bailey's fault. Rutgers is ranked nationally defensively in takeaways. So Antoine Bailey, philosophy last year with DeLon Carter, he protects the ball, splitting carries, so he's going to take that in this year, and he's just going to develop his game even further.
I'm rolling with the defense and Councilor Fontana. One reason why, the way the offensive line backed Antoine Bailey.
Last week against Louisville, SU really struggled on third down. And if they're going to want to beat UConn this week, something they'll have to work on is converting on those third down. So now let's take a look at last week's tape against Louisville, and Ryan Nassib is going to face a 3rd down and 7 here in the third quarter. Looks like a blitz heavy to the right, but keep in mind Preston Brown on the left here. He's the sophomore linebacker. And as Ryan Nassib snaps the ball, that defensive back and linebacker are going to drop back into coverage, seemingly leaving the right-hand side open. But Preston Brown was in the middle of the field. He'll move to the right-hand side. And Antoine Bailey was on that side, but as the play developed, he moved to the left, and by the time he got to Brown in the backfield, it was too late as the offensive line didn't pick him up, and Brown got in the backfield and sacked Ryan Nassib on 3rd down. It forced SU to punt, and that was really the story all game. SU couldn't convert on 3rd down, and it was punt after punt for the Orange. So now John will tell you how the Orange are going to fix that in the game plan.
To run that offense, Ben, the Irish have turned to Jaron Grant.
Yeah, Jaron Grant leads the team in assists, almost 5 a game, and is 3rd on the team in scoring, almost 13 points a game. Ever since Tim Abromaitis went out, as we talked about, he's kind of had to step into that ball handler role, kind of be a leader, but he's an inconsistent shooter. That's his only downfall. Against UConn, he shot 2 for 9. There's been some games where he's been the leading scorer, other games where he's been sitting back and being lazy. So Jaron Grant's got to step up if Notre Dame wants to beat Syracuse. It's going to be to work on their half-court offense. We all know Syracuse is good in transition. You know, it's their bread and butter. They do it game in and game out. Came off to a 13-0 run against Pittsburgh to start off the game. That's running the fast break well. But Notre Dame can slow down Syracuse in the half court, and that's what's going to kill the Orange if the Irish execute well. So I think Scoop Jardine and Brandon Trish, with this week off, this 6-day layoff, they have a chance to work on the half-court offense, develop it well, don't chuck up bad shots from beyond the perimeter, and you have a really good chance to win this game. And I give this group 4 stars, and it's because of Scoop, averaging almost 5 assists per game this year, and it's his play. You think he's normally a guy that turns over the ball a lot, but guess what? So far this year, best numbers of his career in the assist-to-turnover ratio, 2.1 a game, and that's exactly what Scoop Jardine needs to do in order for SU to go deep in the NCAA tournament, not turn the ball over, and dish out a lot of assists. Yeah, I love talking about this bench, the best in the nation by far, deepest team in the country, 5 stars for this bunch, because these guys can play anywhere else in the country. Dion Waiters, 6th man of the year in the Big East, and CJ Fair plays the 2nd most minutes of anyone on the team, and he comes off the bench. Well, it's a pretty simple formula, and I talked about it with Indiana, shooting over it, because they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the nation. So that's one way, just hit your threes. The other way is to fill the middle, right near the free throw line, at the top of the paint. It's something that UConn did when SU and UConn played at Gamble Pavilion. Tyler Olander was in the middle, and there was a gap in that 2-3 zone where you could hit the mid-range jumper and easily beat that 2-3 zone. All right, Evan, crunch time here on Q's Countdown. Hypothetical situation, SU makes the national championship game. Coming out of the final timeout, they're tied. Who do you got on the floor? I don't know if Dion's happy because he left his cousin out there, but Scoop Jardine I'm going to have as my 5th guy out on the floor as a starting point guard. And I disagree with you. Brandon Trish is a guy that's passive. He's going to pass up a good shot. He's going to take a bad shot, and then he's going to make a bad pass when it's unnecessary. I've seen him throw the ball over the heads of numerous teammates at times. Scoop Jardine, like Chris Joseph, a senior leader on this team, a floor general. He gets things done whether they're up at the end of a game or down at the end of a game. He's going to keep the energy up for this SU team as a senior leader.
What's the one factor for Syracuse to take this game against Duke?
It's easy. The goalie situation. Rick Beersley mentioned it, and it's going to come down to that. Dominic Laminolera, Matt Lerman, Coach Desko, make a decision in this one. It's got to happen. Consistency in net is what it's going to have to be. I say give freshman Bobby Wardwell a chance. I know he was hurt at the beginning of the season, but look at his resume. #2 goalie prospect in the nation coming in. 5-year starter in high school. That means he started as an 8th grader. This guy is clearly proven. He was the Under Armour 2011 game All-American MVP. He's got a proven resume. Make him start all 4 years like John Galloway. That's what SU needs to do in this game, in this season, to be successful.
Well, Ben,